for joining us for another Friday Lunch and Learn. I'm trying to think of all the different ways we could call this thing. Facebook Live just seems pretty generic. Everybody goes Facebook Live. So maybe you can help us brand this. Is this Lunch and Learn? What is this? What do you think we should title this thing? Because we're searching for options of what this Facebook Live actually is. So welcome back to another Facebook Live. I see several of you joining. Thank you so much for coming here. I am so excited to be here today. We've got lots of kind of new things coming to Epic, and today you get a glimpse at one of those. But before we go into that, before we get into it, it is officially October. October to me means eating as many Reese's pumpkin candies as possible, and I love Reese's pumpkins. Drop it in the comment section. Show me all the heart emojis you've got if Reese's is your go-to Halloween candy. But if it's not, I want you to tell me in the comment section. I see the hearts coming already. Good. I want you to tell me in the comment section what is your go-to candy for the month of October. So show me. I see your hearts. Thank you. Hello, Merritt. Hello, Shannon. Heart, heart, heart. Same, Shannon. I don't know what it is about the peanut butter ratio in the actual pumpkins that makes it so much better than the cups. And if you disagree, just throw me the thumbs down or something. All right, Kit Kats. All right, Sabrina, I see you. Very good. That's exciting. So then, Sabrina, do you eat it right out of the candy bar, or are you a breaker offer? Okay, so today, guys, I'm so excited. As you may or may not know, lots of new things have come to Epic this year, and one of them is our very own Epic Ed core curriculum. And some of you are going to be super excited. Some of you are going to be like, wait a second, I didn't know about that. And we're going to let you know today all about it. So I've brought on the person in charge, the person over all of it, Gretchen Clarkson. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Epic Live event today. Now, people may have heard your voice on the podcast because I've had you as a guest on the podcast before. But tell us who you are for anybody that may not have seen the podcast or heard of the podcast. Tell us who you are and what you do here at Epic. How long have you been at Epic?
Well, I'm Gretchen Clarkson. This is my 7th school year with Epic. I spent 5 years as a teacher, 1 year as a business analyst, and now we started this instructional design team, and it's really exciting, innovative stuff that we're doing.
Awesome. Okay, I'm a little bit laughing here at Shannon. Shannon says, I cannot be trusted with a Reese's cup. Shannon, I'm kind of in the same boat. I chocolate and peanut butter, it's my thing. All right. Well, thank you, Gretchen, for being here. You and I have so much fun whenever we get to talk with each other. So let's bring some of these people into it. If you've got questions for Gretchen, put them in here. But Gretchen, what is Epic Ed Online? What do people need to know about it? And why did we do this?
So this really kind of started because a lot of the cores that we use are vendor curriculum. So they are companies that have created curriculums that aren't necessarily tailored to Epic or to the state of Oklahoma standards. So we wanted to create a curriculum that covered all of the Oklahoma standards, but was also designed in a way that it really fit the Epic model. So that's what we're doing this year. And we just know parents are really going to love it because the students can complete these courses, and they are really fully prepared for the next grade level as well as the state test.
Yes, so important. I know that it was probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were just kind of really turned on to the fact that the average grade in the curriculum was something like a 3.6 GPA. You know, we had lots of A/B students going on here, but then when it came to state tests, which I know are apples and oranges, so please, we don't even need to get into the politics of that. But I know when it came to the state tests, the average score was not looking as good. And so we started diving into these curriculum options, and we were seeing that a kiddo who had, finished 100% of Compass, like that was one of them that we had in the past.
Right.
may have only really been exposed to 40 to 60% of the standards for the school year. And that's just not enough. And how horrible to do a whole year of work, but have not seen those standards. Tell me how you guys, are deliberately building this curriculum.
So the fact that students have completed all these curriculums, but have not covered all of the state standards is definitely something that we wanted to address. So we have a specific sequence that we're following so that we can cover all of the standards together. We have kind of designed these in 3 grade level groupings. So our pre-K through 2nd grade level, this is a very parent-led curriculum. We want parents really sitting next to those little kids and engaging in the content with them. The 3rd through 5th, they can be a little bit more independent there. We want to have them reading every day. We implemented a new online library this year that has all the mainstream books in it. This is a very literature-based curriculum in regards to the ELA courses. We just passed through that circle time. You could see it. That's in our pre-K through 2nd math course, excuse me. And it's super fun. I mean, the kids can do everything from learning those days of the week, calendar, all of the things that they get in a traditional school, but we're delivering it in a virtual model now. The 6th through 8th is also super engaging. We're covering a lot of those writing standards and making it to where kids aren't so scared to write an essay. So I'm really excited about the content. I think kids are going to feel really like they're wanting to do schoolwork again. It's all really engaging material.
Yes, I totally agree with you, and thank you for the sharing of what it's going to look like. That's is super exciting. I had seen
Mhm.
screenshots before, but seeing it all there is super awesome. Nana T, hi, I'm glad you're checking it. Awesome. Amanda, I'm glad you tagged Miss Nana T. Good deal. Let's see. I've got a few questions rolling in, but do not forget to ask questions, especially if you're interested in maybe checking out the Epic Ed core curriculum. I mean, this is a core curriculum that is offered. Before I get to the questions, I know that there has always been a curriculum past a certain date because we've the state says, all right, here's your pay for the year or for the first half of the year, and then they get a curriculum. And in the past, they've kind of gotten stuck in a curriculum, or I don't want to say stuck because we can make it work by supplementing, but they may or may not have gotten in a curriculum that has the most standards. Now, after that November deadline, they're getting Epic Ed Core for the pre-K through 8th grade. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. So any students that enroll late after the first quarter, they will receive the Epic Ed Core curriculum. In addition, any students that are enrolled right now can order the Epic Ed Core curriculum. And here's the most exciting part. It doesn't cost anything. It's a free offering. It's just something that we're building that is of no cost to the parents and students. We really want to give them this incredible gift free.
I can see the heart emojis going right now. That is awesome. Free 99 are some of my favorite words right there. Let
I
me
love
see
that.
here. Okay, so Natalie, thank you for checking in. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Daniela wants to know, when will the Learning Fund start paying for activities, or will it start paying for activities soon? Yes, I believe they're trying really hard to push that up, but November was the official date last I saw. It could be changing though. If we do, we'll update it in the comments section for you, Danielle. Let me see here. Danielle's also got another great question. Where is the link to the library? And Danielle, if you've got access to Clever, and you should, you'll see something called Sora in the library. But also, I've got on my phone, because that's kind of where I have it. It's right here, the Sora app. And it is hosted by Overdrive. But if you get into the App Store, Gretchen, you were kind of pivotal in bringing this new library to us. Um, how did you find this one, and why did you select this one?
Um, I actually can't remember. I think this has been maybe one of those 3-year dreams that we had. And so Overdrive is very popular. Most all of the local libraries use Overdrive for ebook checkout, audiobook checkouts. Sora is an educational branch of the Overdrive. And so gosh, we love it so much. All of our students have access to all of I think there's maybe like 12,000 books that Epic purchased for our students. In addition, it gives all students access to the Metro library system, which is the Oklahoma library system. So if there's not a book that we have available, students can also try to see if it's available through the Metro library. In addition, if you have a library card to your local library, you can add that number into the Sora account and access their books as well. But yeah, you can log in through Clever.
That's so awesome. I was super excited to see that, because not only do I have the books that we've purchased, but I've got access to the Tulsa County Library as well. Now, I saw a communication that went out just internally with teachers and you the other day, that one of the curriculums was asking for students to read this book, but it said it wasn't available. And you went in and added more copies and made that available to those students right away. I was so shocked at how quick and simple it was to add a few more copies. And I know that that costs us, but we wanted to make sure it was available to students who are reading those books in their curriculum rather than reading just the excerpt, which I know for my daughter in Edgenuity, it gives her excerpts of different books sometimes. So that she doesn't have to read the whole book to get the answer to her question. It's not holding her back to not read the book. But I know that there was one of the books that interested her. And so we went and downloaded it, which was super handy. So it wasn't like it was holding her back from answering the question. But if they want to read those books, why not let them, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
I've got a lot more questions coming in. Let me see. By utilizing the free curriculum, does that save us money so we can use the learning fund on other things? Yes, it does. Great question, Sabrina. You do have that money available. Let me see. Joyce says, been with Epic for 4 years now, have a kiddo in 3rd grade and another in 1st. The lesson plans this year have been amazing. Joyce, thank you so much. That is so encouraging to hear. We have done, I mean, Gretchen, have you even slept since May?
I don't think so. In fact, I heard one of my kids whisper to the other one, is she ever going to cook again? And you know what? It's okay. We will all work it out. But I love our students and teachers so much. So that's why all of us are working so hard.
Well, Joyce, thank you for acknowledging how awesome they've been. I see laughy faces. That's awesome. Carmen says, what about the PEBT program? Why didn't we get it? So, Carmen, that's a great question, too. We don't fall into the same category as other schools because we are a virtual and hybrid option. So we don't have the same PEBT as the local brick and mortar schools do. I hope that helps. It's just not the way the law is written for us. Let me see here. Nana T, do some children do better if they've been diagnosed with learning disabilities by going to the BLC? And Nana T, that's a great question as well. So for some kiddos, they need the daily structure, the 4 or 5 days a week being in front of the teacher so that teacher can tell them, hey, you need to do your English. Hey, this is science time right now. Here are some ways to socially interact with your peers. I know a lot of kiddos do thrive on that social interaction. For my kiddos in particular, they do better here, and they are working themselves into an IEP. I don't know if that's the best way to say it or what, but I know for them, they're super distracted, super distractible, and being in that BLC setting is not what they prefer. We tried to do that with the oldest, and she came back pretty quickly. So Nana T, it's just going to be dependent on that kiddo. And I saw you on the parent Facebook group. You can always email me and I'll chat with you anytime. Let me see. Natalie says, been with Epic since 6th grade. My daughter was in 4th. Now my son is in 9th and my daughter is in 7th. Natalie, that's awesome. That's super awesome. Let me see. Following, I never got the option about, okay, that's Natalie. That's because that's not an Epic option. So I apologize there. Let me see. Carmen says, is there a 3 to 5 day a week classroom my LD child can go? So Carmen, unless you're set up for the BLC and you're living in Oklahoma County or Tulsa County, there isn't, but there are plenty of families that have put together co-op options. I know that there are several co-op options here in the Tulsa area because I've subscribed to some of those groups so that we can do some of their field trips, but we don't necessarily take part in the co-op of it. So that's one of those things. And Carmen, if you want to send me an email also, Erin Barnes at epiccharterschools.org. It's come up, there it is. If you want to send me an email, I'll see if I can't maybe help you find some of those options if that's what you're looking for. But as far as like, go drop your kiddo off and come back and get them at a certain time, I don't know, but we can see about helping you out there. Let me see. Caitlin says, y'all should make social online groups for other high school students to socialize with each other. Caitlin, we didn't, but there are groups available. I know that there's the Epic Family and Teens. There's the Epic Teens Only group. And they, as a parent, I'm not in that one. That one is just my kiddo. I don't know if there is a host parent in that one. But there are those options on Facebook. And so if you want help connecting to some of those, just let me know and I'll help you get connected to some of those. Brandy says, so if we're working in another curriculum, can we get Epic Ed and try it as well? Gretchen, I was asking you that question beforehand. Can they use both Epic Ed and their core curriculum?
Absolutely. This can be, if you already are a student at Epic and you have a core already established that you're working in the coming weeks, you will be able to order the Epic Ed core and you can use that as a supplement, or you can transition to using it as a core. So you can test it out since it's very low risk, since there's no cost to it. So you can test it out and see if you like it better than what you're using right now.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Becky, thank you so much for helping her in the right direction. It was called the Epic Tweens and Teens group. So if you just search that in Facebook, you should be able to find that group that's specific to those high school kiddos and middle school, it sounds like too. Nana T says, thanks, Erin. Natalie says, thank you, Erin. Of course, you guys, of course. Carmen says, we love Epic. Carmen, shout it louder for those in the back. I love Epic too. Brandy says, great. Let me see. And thank you, Epic, for sharing my email address. You guys know I love hearing from you. I love hearing your stories and I love helping you guys get to the right places. So anything you need, just let me know. Let me see here. So Gretchen, the questions slowed down. And so if you have questions, give them to me. But Gretchen, how do you have any novel studies incorporated? Any math fact memorization techniques that are incorporated into the Epic Ed?
Yes, we definitely do. So I know we have novel studies in 3rd through 5th everybody is reading kind of the same book. In 6th through 8th, we have independent novel studies. So the designer of the 6th through 8th ELA course has kind of curated this list of novels that she recommends kids could like, and she gives them kind of a little synopsis of each one so that they can pick one they like. All of our math is super awesome and interactive in the younger grades. We have online virtual math manipulatives, with those old Unifix cubes where the kids could kind of put them together and figure different things out. We've utilized some online manipulatives to take advantage of those. the 6th through 8th math is absolutely fantastic. If you have a student that struggles in math, this course will really hold their hand through all of it and help them understand a little bit easier than just kind of some blanket push out, this is how you do it, and then take a test on it.
Excellent. And I see some hearts coming for that as well. So needed, so needed. Sometimes the curriculum will show you a skill, you take a little quiz on it, and then that's the last time you see it. Do you spiral in your curriculum? How does that work?
Yes, we do. We're constantly kind of doing some, giving the instruction, and then from there, we're, a topic, and then we're assessing on it, and then we're reviewing it and seeing how it applies to the next, and we're just constantly building.
All right, all right. Well, the questions have slowed, so I'm not going to keep you on the hook all this time. But what is one last thing you want families to know about Epic Ed so that they can dive in or even have the right questions to ask their teacher?
I think the best thing that I could, suggestion I could give to parents is that this is a really strong option. It's a very new program. So, as with anything new, there'll be some little bumps along the road, but we would love, love, love to hear parent feedback. I know Amanda Cole, who leads the parent Facebook page, she has given us really valuable feedback. But if anybody is enrolls in this course, in our core, we really would love to hear what you think about it so that we can make it better each and every time we deliver new courses. Thanks for having me on today. It was really fun.
Hey, a couple of questions have come through since I said we were about to sign off. Real quick, do the curriculums always start at like previous year's level? And so, Nana T, that's a great question. Most curriculum options do have a week or two of kind of resurfacing some of those last year's, especially the end of year skills before they start building upon, because everybody knows there's a bit of a summer slide. And so they do try to start maybe 2 to 3 weeks behind to bring them back up to level. Does the Epic Ed curriculum do this as well? Do you bring in some of last year's skills to help them build upon, Gretchen?
Yes, most of the courses have some building block sections where we make sure that before we introduce a topic that they have the knowledge to begin that topic. So we make sure that they have the kind of foundational building blocks before they're ready to start learning.
And Brandy wants to know, she says, sorry if I missed it, is Epic Ed only through 8th grade? Is that the plan for this year? Are you going to expand it to other grade levels next year? What's this looking like?
So yes, Epic Ed is only for pre-K through 8 this year. We also have a selection of credit recovery courses, but those are for students that are like dangerously behind cohort, and have been in a situation where they're kind of behind on credit. So we do have some high school courses there, and who knows what the future holds. We may be able to offer some high school in the coming years.
Awesome. Ashlyn says, what steps do I need to take for using my child's learning fund for a vendor? So, Ashlyn, the very first thing I would do is make sure the vendor is already approved, because that makes the process a lot easier. But if they're not approved, there is paperwork to be filled out. After that, you let them know that they need to send in a PO for your students, and the learning fund and the vendor will be working on that for you. So if that's something you want, definitely find out if that vendor is already available. And if it is, then they already know the process. Let me see. Nana T says, Amanda is really great. Natalie says, what is the name of the new curriculum that's being pushed out? Natalie, I'm wondering if you mean if the curriculum we're talking about here, and that is the Epic Ed core curriculum. Do we have other brand new curriculums this year? I don't think core curriculums we have any new ones, but supplements we might. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we are the only new core. I know there's some new supplements, but we are the only new core. In fact, we kind of reduced the number of cores this year.
Definitely. I know that that was kind of an issue, but we did try to leave it at the ones that
Mhm.
gave the most gains out of the year. Not necessarily had the best scores that were produced, but gave the most gains. And so hopefully that helps.
Mhm.
Natalie just wants to say, yep, that is it. Thank you very much. And Natalie, Amanda is amazing. I know she's always answering those questions. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you, Gretchen, for being here and being a part of our Epic Live event. Definitely remind me your favorite candy. And if it's not Reese's, how dare you? Uh, Continue to epic up, to level up. And thank you for making Epic a top place to work and a top place to learn.